Hello, everyone. Welcome. Are you guys ready to talk about the solar eclipse? I'm so excited. Really, this is amazing. My dear friend Kim MacDonald, who is a weather expert, is joining us today. She is an anchor for the Weather Network. And I'm sorry that I'm looking at my phone, but I want to share this to my personal page as well because I want everyone to see this because Kim is so awesome and she has generously donated her time to me today to talk about the solar eclipse. And for those of you who follow Kim on social media, you'll see that she's been talking a lot about it and what people can expect to see. And we're going to get her all to ourselves today. So I'm really excited. One of the reasons it's so perfect that she's able to come today is that, as you know, every week um, at Glam Jewels, we launch a weekly creation. So what we do is we create sometimes it's a whole collection of jewels, sometimes it might be one piece, and we launch this to our VIPs, who are all the people who have subscribed to our email list. So if you're not on our email list, you can just go to glamjewels.com, GLAMJULZ.com, and you can subscribe there. And what we do is Wednesday night, we send out just a little bit of a teaser about what's going to be happening for the following morning, which is Thursday morning, when we drop the weekly creation in your inbox. And as a VIP, you have the first opportunity to shop through and select what you like. And then by the following Monday, if there are any pieces left, then we announce it to the rest of the world. So if you are interested in seeing our weekly creations this week, which are all themed around celebrating this solar eclipse that's coming, you want to make sure to get on there and subscribe. I'm wearing the Swarovski piece we created and some fun earrings. I'll go through those things with you guys later for a little teaser, but let's not wait another minute. Let's bring Kim on right now because she's here and ready.
Hi.
Oh my God. Hi. So this is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to you walking us through what's going on in the planetary atmosphere. But before we start that, I just wondered, in getting right to the basics,
Yeah,
can you explain to us the difference between a lunar eclipse versus a solar eclipse?
sure. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
completely different. So, with a
Okay.
solar eclipse, you have the moon in between the sun and the earth. So, the
Okay.
moon will cast a shadow on the earth. But with a lunar eclipse, the earth is between the sun and the moon. So, the earth casts a shadow on the moon versus the other way around.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So, Kim, you were telling me before you've been talking about this. You did something yesterday. I was hoping you could share with everyone, which is really exciting.
Oh, I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
we're talking about the timeline of the eclipse, and I cannot emphasize enough how rare this is, how special this is, and how people talk about a total solar eclipse as a life-changing or life-defining moment. And I'm not exaggerating.
Oh,
So, and we are so lucky to be in the path of totality, but it's a very small path. It's only about 100 and so kilometers wide. And I mean, it's very long. It goes from Mexico all the way eventually to Newfoundland, but it's a very narrow path. And anywhere from Niagara to Hamilton is in that path of totality, which is really exciting. If you're in Toronto, you're too far out. That you're not going to
oh,
see it. You're going to see a partial eclipse, which is still
yeah.
cool, but you are not going to be in that totality where it goes completely dark. So you need to move. If you're in Toronto, you need to get down to Hamilton or Niagara in that direction, Buffalo, whatever it is. Just do not, any farther north and you're out of it altogether. So that's something that people
Interesting.
need to know, that it's not like, it's like, well, we all have the same sun. How, it's just down the QEW. How different can it be? It can be completely different. So here's the thing. This is
Wow.
what you can
Okay.
expect on the day. Now, it's so weather dependent, Monica. If it is cloudy
Okay.
or rainy, we are not going to get the experience. I know a lot of people who are so, like scientists and meteorologists who are really obsessed with this and will go to where the clouds are gone, where the skies are clear. Some people are going down to Mexico, to Texas. Some people will see the forecast that day and get on the QEW and get to Kingston because it will be totality in Kingston as well.
Wow.
So here's the thing. So you'll be
Uh-huh.
outside. It's it's at around, I believe, 3:18, 3:19 in Niagara in the afternoon on Monday, April 8th.
Okay.
Um, it starts ahead of that, about an hour or so ahead. So you won't notice much. You'll be standing outside. Make sure you have your solar glasses on. It is imperative. It is imperative that you have solar eclipse glasses. They have to have the ISO stamp on them. I got mine on
Okay.
Amazon. Um,
Perfect.
this is so, so important to have them
This is
because
awesome. You're answering all the questions. People are
I
like,
know.
ask Kim where we get the glasses.
Yeah, I
What
got them
kind
on
of glasses
Amazon.
do we get? Okay, that's great.
Yeah, they have to have that ISO stamp on them or they're not going to do
Okay.
you any good. And they're not very expensive right now if you can still get them. So just and I know a
Hmm.
lot of libraries were giving them away for free. Okay.
Ah, good
If
to
you're
know.
yeah, it's important. Important. It can damage your eye and you won't feel it. That's the thing about if you look at the
Mhm.
sun during the solar eclipse, which is super scary. But
Wow.
anyway, that's the bad side. Let's get up to all the good stuff.
Okay.
So you're not going to notice anything
Love.
for the first little while. You can have your
Mhm.
glasses on and you'll see the moon shadow starting to move across the sun. So you can look up and notice that. But when it's about 70 to 80% covered, that's when you're going to start to look around and the whole landscape changes to an eerie kind of sepia tone. It looks almost like an
Mm.
old western. And it said and we're told that it gives you a sense of foreboding. Some people feel a little
Ah,
uneasy when this happens because it's unnatural, right? It just feels unnatural to
right.
our bodies. So that happens first. 10 to 15 minutes before totality, crickets will start chirping because they're
Wow.
feeling like it's nighttime. So if you're not in a crowd where there's a million people, like in Niagara Falls,
Mhm.
you're in a quiet area, you'll start to hear this kind of thing. The temperature is going to drop anywhere between 4 and 6 degrees Celsius. And that's because we're losing solar radiation, right? The sun is getting covered. So,
Right.
and because we're losing solar radiation, we're also going to start to feel that the wind is going to die right down to almost nothing, and in some cases, the wind changes directions. So we need the sun to create wind. That's the driver of wind, so it's going to become
Right.
still. Here's another cool thing. If there are cumulus clouds in the air, so the puffy clouds, the ones that look like cotton balls, they
Mhm.
will either dissipate or disappear altogether. So
Wow.
now we're going to get into the umbra. So this is the darkest shadow of the moon. When it's moving in, you're going to notice in the southwest corner of the sky, it's going to get this purpley hue. And then that moon is the shadow is going to start moving very, very swiftly across the sky. We're going to start to get really dark and it's going to happen very quickly. It's like you're on a dimmer and then you're gone, lights out.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
wild. I don't I'm so excited about this. Okay, so that it's going to
yeah.
it's going to happen super quickly. This point, you make sure you have your solar eclipse glasses on at any point that
Mhm.
you're looking into the sky. Obviously, when you're looking around, you don't need them on, just looking
Okay.
directly at the sun. So
Yeah.
you're going to notice that on the ground, the shadows are going to become a lot sharper at first. And if you're looking through, if there's leaves on the trees, I don't think there's going to be much, but you'll start to see shadows of little crescent moons all around the ground, anywhere you can see a shadow through pinprick light. So that's going to look really neat. And then closer to the totality, you're going to notice something called shadow bands, BANDS, not BANS.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
looks like shadows on the bottom of a pool when it's wavy and you see those, those kind of moving
Yes.
shadows that I'm doing something with my hand at the
Yeah.
bottom of.
I know.
So the ground is going to look like that. And if you put down like a white sheet or something, you'll see it even better. So you're looking for something like that.
Oh,
Now, if you're not in the totality, this is the end of your experience, and then it's going to start to go backwards. But if you are in totality, like in Hamilton and down towards Niagara, you're going to see, first of all, something called Bailey's beads. And these are like the last pinpricks of sun in the valleys and mountains on the moon. So you're going to see these little tiny beads of sun, and they're called the Bailey's beads. They will then come together. You're going to love this because it's all very much
I know.
jewelry.
I'm like,
This is
I
all
need to
very,
rename it.
yes, yes, this is all very jewel related. So
Yeah.
the Bailey's beads come together in one beam of light. So now imagine, and you've probably seen, if you've seen images of the solar eclipse on any kind of social media, you'll notice this. So you'll see this beam of light in one side of the on one side of the sun, and then around the moon, you're going to get this ring of light. They call this the diamond. So the diamond
Oh
ring
my God.
effect is, and you will only, I mean, if you take, I mean, I'm not going to be talking about photography because I know it's a whole different thing and you can't just take a picture through your, through your solar glasses. So that's a whole
Yeah.
other thing you have to know much more about than I do. So it looks like a diamond ring at this point. Then that will fade and now you're in totality. And when you are in totality, when the moon has completely covered the sun, you can take your solar glasses off and you can look at it. And around it, we have what is the corona. We've heard about the corona. It's the atmosphere of the sun. It'll look like ghostly wisps of white. They'll be all around the sun. And because we're at the peak of a solar cycle right now, an 11-year solar cycle, they'll be really dynamic looking. So really, really cool looking at this point in time.
Oh,
So I know
amazing.
I'm
Oh my
getting so
God.
excited. Oh, and the
Jeez. I want
sky
to be with you. I want to be with you on the.
and the sky looks like a deep royal blue that they say few people have ever witnessed. It's such a rare color. So
Oh
all of
my God.
that is going to happen as well. And then when you take your solar eclipse glasses off, you're in totality, you can see the stars and you can see some planets depending on where you are. I mean, because
Mhm.
of light pollution, we'll tend to not see these things, but you can see Venus and you can see Saturn. So, and it's 3 in the afternoon or it's 3:20 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then everything and will start to go in reverse. But if you're in Niagara, this totality will last about 3 minutes. So that's the longest for Southern Ontario. Hamilton,
Okay.
I think, is just 2 minutes and a bit. And then yes, and then it goes in reverse. So it's a super rare
Oh,
event. The fact that it's happening right here, it won't happen again for 375 years. Solar
wow.
eclipses happen all the time, Monica, but they don't
Yeah.
happen in the same spot. It's a thin, it's a thin shadow of
Right.
the moon. It could happen anywhere in the world. And the fact that it's happening here makes us so lucky. Now all we need is the weather.
Wow. Exactly. So what are you going to do for work? Because aren't you work during that time, don't you? Will you be
I
at
took
work
that
on?
day off months ago.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Good.
In
Good for you.
anticipation. I know Weather Network is
Yeah.
going to be live streaming though. We're all
Okay.
over this, and if people can't view it in person, we will definitely have everything live during the event from our studios at the Weather Network. So you can always tune in, and we'll have it, live streaming on our platforms as well. So there will always be
Yeah.
ways to see this thing, but
Good.
if you can see it in person, it'll be a full-on experience.
Gosh, and that's incredible that some people will like fly to Texas or whatever. And over there as well, it's like, is it 3 minutes for them or longer? Are
Might
they
be a
getting
little bit longer.
a
There's
little bit, but
Yeah.
even 5 minutes?
No, yeah, I think no longer than maybe 4 minutes altogether because it moves pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like just a little pinpoint of a shadow that's moving across, from southwestern areas of or from the southwest to the northeast, and we just happen to be in the path right here, right now, so,
Oh,
um
amazing. And what is the forecast for Monday? For the 8th? Do you know
well,
that far in advance? It's a little hard,
yeah,
I guess,
it's a
to know.
little hard right now. I don't wanna make it
Yeah.
I mean, we started to do forecasts this week, and they'll be changing almost daily, so, you
Yeah.
have to look day of, and I think a lot of people will be traveling. The problem is, remember that if you're going to Niagara, the highways are going to be jammed,
Hmm.
getting down there, coming back, so it's going to be difficult to get around. I saw a story where the mayor of Niagara Falls is expecting 1 million people to be descending on
Oh,
Niagara Falls. You
jeez.
can't get a hotel room there
Mm.
because, I mean, people have known about this forever, but yeah, it's travel is going to be difficult.
Right. And what about Burlington? Like, do you think we'll see anything in Burlington, or is that,
I think you're just on the
oh,
cusp in Burlington. I think you need to make your way to
yeah.
Hamilton. Yeah, you need
Okay.
because if you want totality, I mean, everybody, it's Hamilton down to Niagara. You'll certainly get a partial
Yeah.
eclipse, yeah,
Okay.
but you want to experience the full thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, I'm so happy for you that you took the day off. That just speaks to your enthusiasm for what you do. I love it. You're so awesome, Kim.
Also, my daughter's 21st birthday. I don't think she'll be spending it with me, but I'm
What?
pretty excited that she has a solar eclipse on her 21st birthday. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's good luck for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so like, I wrote down all these questions and you answered everything. Like you just described the whole thing. So the safety is the biggest issue. We got to, if you're going to do it, you have to get those glasses. Okay,
Absolutely, 100%.
good.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the most
Yeah.
important thing. Make sure your kids have them. And this is, people got all up in arms about schools being canceled on that day or having a PA day.
Hmm.
It was a smart move because at about
Yeah.
that time is when kids are leaving school, right? 3:10,
Right.
3:15. And
Yeah.
if a kid it doesn't have their glasses on and looks up at the sun, that's going to be a huge issue. So, yeah.
Yeah. What can actually happen to your eyes? Like what is the damage? Do you know what
So
it?
the damage is to the cells of your retina, the back of your retina, which sends
Okay.
signals to your brain. So people have gone blind as a result. There's
Hmm.
blind spots on your eyes. So it can do a lot of damage. And post solar eclipses in the past, optometrists have talked about this, that they have so many patients coming in with eyes that have been damaged as a result. So be very careful.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's great. Kim, you're amazing as usual. We're so happy we got to have you
Thank
and
you.
have a great day today at work. Are you going to be talking a little bit about the eclipse at work today
Yeah, I always
or
talk
is it?
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So people can tune in. When do you go? When are you on today? What time do
Oh,
you start?
yeah, it started 8 p.m.
Okay, great.
So I'll
All
be on
right.
after that all night long.
Amazing. I love our texts in the middle of the night when I'm working and you're at the TV studio.
Me too. Keep them coming.
So good. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah.
I just want to mention too that there are
Yeah.
there are a ton of stories on the weathernetwork.com and on our app as well on the solar eclipse. So if you need any kind of information and especially the weather for that day, make sure that you have the app.
Okay. That's great. Thanks, Kim. We
Thank you
loved
so
having you.
much. Love talking to
All
you
right.
too.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to Kim. I'm not going to show you any more of these jewels. I'm going to make you wait until we do the big launch. I am wearing a couple of the pieces, but there are several awesome ones. And now Kim's given me some great ideas for names. I think I'm going to have to go back in and rename a few of these. It's all about the sparkle. So keep on showing the world your sparkle. Take it easy, and we'll see you in your inbox tonight. Bye for now.